Girl to win a life and death battle against H1N1. I'm Jim Douglas. News 8 at 5 starts now.
Live from Victory Park, this is News 8 Now in high definition.
And good evening. I'm Cynthia Izaguirre in for Shelley Slater.
I'm John McKay. The CDC today is painting a grimmer picture of swine flu. The number of children who've died from the illness now stands at 86, 11 more just this week. They say half the deaths are just from September and October. It's now widespread, 41 states, and about 6% of all doctors' visits are for flu. The news isn't all bad, though. In the past week, in Dallas and Tarrant counties, close to 2,000 people are confirmed to have type A flu. Perhaps thousands more have it, but haven't been officially tallied. About 10% have had to be hospitalized. Channel 8's Jim Douglas talked with a young girl in the hospital who barely survived a life-or-death battle. Jim, how's she doing?
Well, she's got a big hole in her neck, John, from a machine that kept her alive until time and medicine could cure her. Jessica Samples is tiny for a teenager, but she and her family and her doctors just won a huge battle.
My hands and my feet were numb, and I was having problems breathing. And I was
Jessica Samples started feeling bad 2 weeks ago on a Saturday night. Went to the doctor Sunday, then the ER Monday, and back to the ER on Tuesday.
Her fighting for her life within 48 hours. It was unbelievable. It was truly unbelievable.
Doctors transferred Jessica to Cook Children's Medical Center, where physicians quickly put her on a heart-lung machine called an ECMO.
Extracorporeal membrane oxygenation. We can actually bypass the heart and the lungs and replace the function of the heart and the lungs.
Doctors have only recently been forced to use ECMOs for flu patients. They're generally for surgery.
When she was put on the ECMO machine, I had to sign the paper saying that she may not live that procedure.
Jessica spent 5 days on the ECMO and several more on a ventilator.
We didn't know whether she was going to live or die. She's a fighter.
I'm not scared. God has a plan for me.
She is 15, a captain on her swim team, no underlying health problems. Doctors aren't used to seeing flu strike down healthy kids like Jessica. She's not the only one who's needed a heart-lung machine to survive H1N1, and even that hasn't saved all of them.
Hers was a particularly bad case because it affected the heart so severely.
And it does a lot of hearts, a lot of good to see her now. Well, how do you feel now?
I feel great now.
Cooks is increasing the number of ECMO machines from 4 to 6 as demand rises. Might be some good news. Hospital officials say the number of ER patients seems to be declining now, although it's still a lot higher than normal. Jessica Samples, by the way, hopes to go home this weekend. Live in Fort Worth, Jim Douglas, Channel 8 News.
One of the front lines of the fight against swine flu is right here in Texas. Flu samples from all over the world pouring into the Brooks City base in San Antonio. The testing there determines what's in the vaccine that's arriving at doctors' offices. The military flu surveillance program works hand in hand with the CDC and the World Health Organization to stay up with the ever-changing face of flu. And now for the first time it's being reported that the flu has gone from person back to a pig. It's believed pigs at the Minnesota State Fair may have been infected by a group of children with the virus. Officials say more testing is needed to confirm if the virus is H1N1. While there's no evidence people can get the flu from eating pork, producers have worried that a flu outbreak among pigs could devastate herds.
And while the fight wages on, another school is closing. Karen's Elementary School is closed all next week. The middle and high schools will stay open. They are disinfecting all schools this weekend. And on Monday, Honeygrove kids will be back in school. This after closing the last 3 days due to attendance. And how much you'll pay for Tamiflu varies widely depending on insurance. News 8 has learned many insurance companies will not pay for the compounded pediatric formula. The CDC has issued standards on turning adult tablets into children's doses because of a nationwide shortage of the pediatric version. Many insurance companies apparently haven't caught up with the new standards, so patients might want to check with their insurance company before being surprised by the big bill. And this reminder, you can always get the latest updates and changes regarding the flu at our website, WFAA.com/swine flu.
Now, the investigation into a taser death in Fort Worth is over.